Hello, hello. Happy hump day, entrepreneurs. I so love that commercial with the camel. I think it's a Geico commercial. I don't even know. I freaking love it. So I am going to do another website Wednesday critique for you today. And I knew it would be a little dangerous going into this website because I'm going to stare at it and it will make me hungry. But that's okay. Kim is a chocolatier or a candy person. I don't know. She makes really, really, really yummy stuff. I'm sorry, Kim, I don't know the word for that, but we are going to walk through the Toute Douceur candy website today for Kim. And I know that she has just recently redone her website. She had some frustrations when it came to her website, but it looks like so far she has done an amazing job. So let's get into the website itself. So first we have the logo here, sweet treats for every occasion. My only concern with the logo is that I would love to see your name in the logo, and maybe that's nitpicky. I don't know. It's up to you, but I feel like TD doesn't really tell me much, and it's always good to have these smaller logos for certain things. So if you need them for, business cards or things like that, that's perfect. But on your website, I want to see your name. I want to see the name that you've chosen, how it relates to your business. So something to consider. This picture makes me hungry. It looks really, really, really good. And here we don't have a ton of information. So I love the simplicity of the website. I think that is wonderful. It loaded very, very fast, which is a huge bonus when it comes to simple design. But I would love to see a little more. So it says, if you ever get a chance to visit the person behind the candy, you might be surprised by what you see. Well, show me what I'm going to see. Show me you at work, or show me a picture of you, or maybe you with your daughter, or whatever you want to show, but show me the person behind this. Now, I did notice that in your writing, that you're writing in the third person, meaning that you're saying Kim instead of I. I'm not as familiar with your industry as I am with some others, so I don't know what would be ideal for your industry. However, I am kind of a big fan of, for a business that only has one person or even one or two on a team, I prefer a more personalized touch, meaning using first person. So instead of Kim has always been a, it would be I have always been a, what you see is what you get kind of person. And my persistence, intensity, and curiosity have not only gotten me through some challenging circumstances, but have helped me grow as a business owner and as a single mom to a sweet preschooler. So it's up to you. I think, see in this one that says, I just want my little girl to see me doing something that I love. She says, it kind of sounds like an interview thing, but this is your website. Like, this is your handshake to the world. This is when someone comes to your website and says, well, what the heck do you do? Show me your services or your products or whatever. I want to know who I'm talking to. Studies have shown over and over and over again that people hire people, not businesses. And I know that as you get into like the larger businesses, when it comes to the Nikes and Coca-Colas of the world, stuff like that is definitely different. You probably cannot name anyone at Nike, but when it comes to a small business, especially when you are personally making connections with chefs in other places, it is my opinion that writing in first person would be a better option. We have more information about the business. So one thing that I want you to consider, I love that you have text on your homepage. That's something that a lot of creatives do not do. So high five for that. But I would like to see a little bit more for your SEO. Like, what keywords do you want to be found for? I don't know if you've done my SEO course, but decide on some keywords, get them in here so that you can start building that, because SEO is a long game. It's going to take about 6 months to really, really see a lot of results from what you're putting in. So start putting that SEO stuff in here now. Put a picture of you on your homepage. Format the text a little differently. Let me see what you used to build this. Oh, it's Squarespace. So you have so many different options. Squarespace is drag and drop, meaning that if this picture is the 100% width, that you can actually make this set of text into 4 columns and do like a picture view that's 1/4 and then the text is 3/4, if that makes sense. And I'm happy to show you that if you need help. I just don't have access to Squarespace. I have to look up the passwords and stuff because I don't use it all the time, but I have used it, and you have so many different options for customization. So add in a little bit more about you, make it a little more personal, right in the first person. And again, if that is not appropriate for your industry, then that may very well be. However, I want to know who's making my chocolate, especially since they're all handmade. It's not like a big machine with molds and stuff. I want to know who is putting her blood, sweat, and tears into all of this. So tell me a little bit more about you. So we do have the header at the top. It is not sticky, which means that when I scroll, I lose the header. It's not something you have to do. It's just kind of something that makes life a little bit easier for when someone is scrolling down. They don't have to scroll back up to get to more content. I would also like to see a footer at the bottom of the page because that can have your contact information, and it doesn't have to be super complicated. Just put your contact information there, maybe some social media links. It doesn't have to be over the top. Just give me a little more information there so that when I get to the bottom, I have another place to click without scrolling all the way back up to the top. So when I click on the menu, it opens up more options, which I like. I love the experience, which I think is fabulous, although that's kind of a marketing thing, not a website thing, so I'll stay off of that. But it is very, very well done. Oh, this is such a dangerous website for me, especially these stupid caramels. Yum. I'm sorry, they're not stupid, but you know what I mean. So we have lots of treats available. This is confections. I would, oh my gosh, this all looks so good. I love the layout. I love that I can see all of them and drool over all of them on one page. So that is very, very well done. I am going to click on one of these. So we have the different chocolates, which is perfect. Some of the looks while they're cooking. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and add this to cart just to see how it works out. So it is in my little bag here, which is fabulous. And the checkout, does it go through like shipping stuff? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Perfect. So it has all the shipping. Sweet. So I think that the cart aspect is very well done. The one bit of feedback that I would have as far as that page goes is that I didn't know by clicking on this that it was a shop. So I didn't know that I could actually buy things there. So I understand that you want to call it confections, and that makes sense because that's exactly what they are. But if I didn't click on it, I wouldn't have known that that's where I could actually buy things. So what you might want to consider is maybe having some more information, or you could just have a beautiful gallery of sweets that you've done with links to your shop. You could set it up a few different ways, but I want to know, or maybe even just buy our confections, or a confection shop, or a confectionery, or I don't know, something there, because I didn't know that until I actually clicked on it. So that's something to think about. When I go into weddings and events, again, we have some beautiful text, again in third person though, so consider that whether you want it in third person or first. I would, again, format this a little differently. Let's see, we have pricing information, which is wonderful, and I love the format of this. It's very well laid out. It's very easy to read. I love that you have a slideshow with some information and previous displays that you've done, but the text is kind of blah, given that you have all these beautiful photos and everything. So I would spice that up a little bit. Again, you can add in and do the columns like Squarespace does, or you can just spice it up a little bit with more information, or make the text left justified. A few different options. You also are not using really anywhere on the website, I didn't see them on the homepage either, the H1 tags, which is the heading tag. So you can do H1 through what are we up to? H5 now, I think. So that will also help for SEO, and it also sets the text apart. So for instance, this first sentence, Toute Decor is, I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Toute Decor is more than just making sweet things. It's about making your special day even sweeter. Period. We collaborate with you or your event planner, blah, blah, blah. So that could be a heading, because that is kind of an overall statement. Almost think of like a research paper with a thesis statement that gives an overall idea. So definitely format this text a little bit to add a little bit more to it and make it look a little different. But I do love that you have the slideshow here, and I really like the way that this is laid out as well. And let's go over testimonials, which I like as well. I love that you say what they are because it really makes a difference. Like if I come here and I'm getting married, it really helps to know that you can handle a wedding, because a wedding is a little different than something else. So I love the events and the weddings. So that is very, very well done. I like that a lot. And again, I am looking at this on my computer, so I would be curious how these are laid out when someone looks at that from a mobile device. So maybe something to consider, just to double check, make sure that everything looks good mobile as well. I also really love, speaking as a photographer, that you credited the photographers. That is fantastic. I would also say, just as a photographer and an SEO and business networking person, that while you definitely, I mean, depending on your agreement with the photographer, you definitely don't have to link to their website. But if you want to start getting some of those link backs that are so helpful for SEO and just start to build kind of goodwill with your networking contacts and stuff like that, linking the photographer's website is always a beautiful thing. And then you could even write like an article on them, stuff like that, and then they will link back to you, and it just works out beautifully. So not a must-have, but something to consider. And actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to hover over these and make sure. And as you guys know, I always check the links in the lower left corner just to make sure that everything is looking good. They're pointing where they need to go, and they look fantastic. So contact, we have a photo here that just looks so tasty, and I love that you have your phone number here as well. One little thing that I would add is your email address here, if you are willing to put that out into the universe, because it has happened so often that contact forms just stop working. It's happened to me too, and then we lose all these contacts that want to get in touch with us. So I would also give someone an option to email you as well, just because some people are not phone people like myself. I'm not a phone person. So I saved the best for last, the about page. Oh, and it looks like the about page is actually the home page. So we need to separate those two out. Your home page should be, and if you went to my websites that convert class, your home page should have a few very specific things on it. But your about page is more of addressing your ideal client's concerns, questions, anything that might come up for them. So we definitely do want to split those out. If I just know what you've kind of gone through with your website recently. So if you're like just trying to get something up there that is functional, then it looks good. Except for the notes that I've given you, overall, it looks very good. It's definitely a work in progress, but it is a very, very good start that is functional. All the links work and it looks nice. So moving forward, I would kind of go through some of the notes that I gave you, as well as splitting the home page and the about page, which is just a matter of throwing in another page with a picture of you and your beautiful daughter. Talk about your why you love to do what you do, and get that home page to be very, very specific to speak directly to the people that you want to reach out to. So I hope that helps. As always, if you have any questions for me, I am happy to help. I am actually running my website course right now, so it is not open, but whenever you are ready, anyone that's listening, just go ahead and head on over to businessstraightup.com/photographer websites. And I am going to create another URL that is not photography specific, but overall the general website information is the same. The things you want on the homepage, it doesn't matter whether you're a chocolatier or a photographer or a cake decorator or whatever you do, there are certain things that need to take place on your website to convert visitors into paying customers or paying clients. So if you have any questions, please head on over to businessstraightup.com/community, and I am happy to help, or if you want your website reviewed. So we do have the shop going up shortly where you can actually pay to have a review done faster, because I have quite the list that I'm working through. And there's only one of me and only so many hours in the day, but I am getting to them as fast as I possibly can, and we will have the opportunity for you to do it a little faster soon if you would like to do so. But if there's anything I can answer for you as far as website questions, SEO, stuff like that, I am happy to help. So head on over to the community. Chances are if you have that question, someone else does too. Have an amazing rest of your day. Happy hump day, and we'll